they can be in this at any moment. They just gotta up their mental game, let their talent speak.
Amazing placement. What a shot.
That was a Yahtzee overhead.
Aspect of mental toughness here that's just different.
I like the body language of all four players.
Oh, look at that shot! Great hands from Kiro.
Hello and welcome to the 2023-24 APTA Tour presented by Volley. We are live from the Short Hills Club in Short Hills, New Jersey, bringing you the 2024 Short Hills Grand Prix, which is the 13th stop on the 2023-24 APTA Tour, with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership, the APTA national sponsors, Volley and Fusion, and local sponsor, lead sponsor, Corient, platinum sponsors, Maple Crest Ford, and the New Jersey Men's Platform Tennis Association, gold sponsors, Spiro, Harrison, and Nelson, Paper Ribbon and Wrap, New Jersey Flex League, and silver sponsors, Club Pilates and Smith Chiropractic. I'm Jerry Viant, along with Brad Easterbrook, bringing you the women's semi-finals between the number 4 seeds, Alison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora, and the number 2 seeds, Florentina Hanisch and Anna Maria Zubori. And Brad, looks like there's a good crowd out there.
Oh, it's a tremendous crowd here at the Short Hills Club in Short Hills, New Jersey, and a tremendous atmosphere as well. We got music going on. It's an all-night party, and there's been great paddle to back it up. And so we'll take a quick look at our players on the court here, and in their trademark matching outfits in pink on the top of your screen. We have to the left, top of your screen, Anna Maria Zubori and her partner Florentina Hanisch to her right. And then on the bottom screen here, in the blue and white cap, is Alison Morgan and her partner Charlotte Sikora. And Charlotte, basically all of them are rackets directors or pro. Anna Zubori at the Country Club New Canaan, and Florentina Hanisch at Plainview Country Club. Alison Morgan is at Birchwood Club, co-director of racket sports there in Highland Park, Chicago. And Charlotte Sikora runs Racket Odyssey, which is this tremendous teaching camp, movable, that goes around from place to place, and it's just spreading all the platform knowledge around the country. So looking forward to a great match between our 2 and 4 seeds. We haven't seen Hanisch and Zubori be a 2 seed in quite a while here.
No, this is a new spot for them, and Morgan and Sikora just came through a royal battle in the quarterfinals over Georgie Alexander and Lilich. 3 sets. It got down to the tie break, 7-3 in the third. So they've had a break. I'm sure they've had a good chat. And Hanisch and Zubori, they defeated Delmonico Gebiet 6-2, 6-4. So, both teams have had to really concentrate and dig in. And this is a head-to-head. Hanisch and Zubori have a 5-1 lead. And with that one win that Morgan and Sikora have, came this season at the Baltimore Open. So Morgan and Sikora have played most tournaments out of all of the top teams this season. They're 9 tournaments together with a 25-win, 4-loss record. So they're definitely match tough and tournament ready.
Yeah, and it seems like pretty much all their losses, you just mentioned they're 25-4, which is an astounding record. And all their losses really are against the top teams, right?
Right.
So they are right there at the top, and they've done a good job. And you mentioned their, quarterfinal match where they were down a set, losing 6-2, but then they come back, right the ship 6-1, and win 7-6 in real nail biter. It was right out there, but they figured it out as well. And you were mentioning, we were talking a little off air, how you thought they started to see some patterns so that they could adjust to and turn the match in their favor.
Right, and that's Carol Ewison is our umpire, and Charlotte Sikora is going to take us serving first. Right, so right off the bat, we see the strategy.
Well, it's sort of taken a page out of, you know, last week's or 2 weeks ago in Detroit, where they slowed the pace down. You know, Burrish and Elliott, who are now our #1 seeds here and were able to win Detroit, slowed the pace down and pretty much primarily, mostly just pushed the ball and tried to take the Zubori forehand out of play. And that was their primary play.
And that's pretty much how Morgan and Sikora played them the last time, too. So I expect Hanisch and Zubori to come out, you know, looking to be aggressive and get Zubori to hit her forehand. She's got to move. So she'll be looking to move and come out and create plays and use her athletic skills. Hanisch, of course, will have to stay consistent and patient, but take her shots when they present themselves.
Yeah, and there's two ways you can do it. The teams that have more success have two factors usually in their favor against Hanisch Zubori, and as we mentioned before, they're pretty much a 1 seed everywhere they go, and for the first time in a few years, they're not, you know, because Elliott and Burrish were able to take over the 1 seed with their win over in Detroit, and the teams that have success are able to serve them challengingly so they don't get as many strikes on the return. I mean, and Zubori doesn't get quite as many winners with her forehand return. And they're also able to just keep a nice, disciplined game plan where it doesn't get moving around too much for them, where they can keep control of the net, don't lose it too often.
Yeah, so Hanisch and Zubori, they've played 5 tournaments this season. They're posting an 18 win, 2 losses. And they'll definitely be looking to regain their national ranking, as you said, that national ranking title. That well-deserved Burrish Elliott. They had a fantastic tournament, as you said, out in Detroit. That was their first Grand Prix win, and that put them in the #1 spot. Whoa, nice roll by Hanisch there and spiked it down. And Brad, I was asking you before, the temperature is still in the 50s, so that ball will be sitting up.
Yes, it will. And right off the bat, we see a couple of huge shots to finish off that game from Hanisch and Zubori. And they started out the game, and you said right away they have a clear strategy, Sikora and Morgan. But right there, just 2 huge returns, and they overhit those overheads to the screen. So big drive there from Hanisch, and another huge one there from Zubori to finish that game off. You know, this is like a good matchup. What do you think the difference is? I think for them, you know, Sikora and Morgan, Sikora can hit the ball off both sides. The warm weather, you know, should favor, as you were mentioning before when we were talking off air, should not favor, Morgan and Sikora, but it works well for Morgan because she likes the ball to be bouncing up and to use the pace of the ball, and it's going to have a little bit more of this in the warm weather.
That's right, and one of their trademark plays is Morgan's return of serve. You'll watch, see here, Sikora comes in. She hits that return of serve down, and they deliver that 1-2 punch of Morgan's return going down and Sikora moving close. So Hanisch and Zubori have to serve well to control that play.
And she did that time. Very challenging serve, hard into the body of Morgan, who couldn't come up with a return. 15 all here. Again, really quickly, Allison Morgan hitting that volley in the blue over there.
Oh.
And her partner, Charlotte Sikora, just wide. She really tried to pull the trigger on a tough spot there. So 15-30.
And that's really what we're going to look for in this match. Both teams are athletic, fast foot speed. They cover the court well. All 4 players like to move. They create plays off transition, off of blitzing, off of their screen plays. So I think Zubori off the deck hurt you, and Sikora off the deck, as you mentioned, hurt you. That speed of play right there, Hanisch is going to use. She'll be able to pick her spots. They're all excellent volleyers. I think Zubori's got more variety of offensive spin overheads, but Hanisch can surprise you, with their shot selection and also placement. So I expect to see them switch at the net. Sikora, they usually put Sikora on the left when their net team, when they're at the net. Morgan is just unflappable. So you'll hear she's the one that's going to be calling all the balls when they're at net. Calm, steady. There's just no, she's never on an emotional roller coaster. She's very compact. There's their play again. Sikora in the black down the far end. She puts herself right on that service line. She's looking for the return.
Oh, she pushed that out. She went for more, and that was actually break point for Morgan and Sikora, so that is game for them, and it's 1 game all now. And great move, and it puts pressure on in different ways there. That was actually not a difficult ball for Hanisch, but when she's up there, she's going for more than she wanted to and pushes along, so good job.
Yeah, I mean, Sikora was moving towards her, so that's, out of the corner of your eye, you see somebody coming at you when you're trying to hit that volley, and it does change what you want to do.
There's a good stick, and we're going to need, that forehand right there off the slower ball from Hanisch is one of the shots they're going to need when people try to slow that play down. That was great hard overhead there from Zubori, and she gets the fortune of the let court as well.
It's Allison Morgan serving.
Yeah, see how far Zubori will go. All the way into the other court. Now she starts picking spots with the forehand. Great job position volleying there from Sikora and Morgan.
And Zubori can do that because she knows that Hanisch has got her covered. And they need, I'm going to say it for all 4 players, the movement on the court is critical for their plays. So they're going to take some chances to make that happen. But right now, Morgan and Sikora have picked up the pace on their overheads from that first game when they were serving.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's wise for them.
I'm surprised that it's happened so early.
I would not be slamming those balls hard. That's just going to lead to more offense for those guys in the backcourt. They want to put this to a manageable pace, keep it under control. Good job, and they're sort of reading right now, Hanisch and Zubori, the pace that they're hitting these overheads at. They're on the run for the hard overheads in front first. So far, good job. Yeah, and even the ones when they're going out, they're hitting hard. They're not soft. That's still long. Good job. Too much pace there, I think, Jerry.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to go one of 2 ways. That kind of speed or a slow grind with no pace and, each team just showing tremendous determination and baiting each other into hitting shots out of their comfort zone. But right now, that speed of play is all Hanisch Zubori.
Yeah, I think it would favor them in the long run, and obviously the match can change, and all these teams are extremely adept at reading a match and changing and adapting. But it is curious because they started one way and then it moved quickly to something else right off the bat.
Yep, but Morgan and Sikora, they're great strategists, and we've seen them, like you said earlier, we've seen them get out of trouble, and they will figure this out, I'm sure, if it starts going too quickly.
All right, so Florentina Hanisch to serve, up 2-1. Women's semifinals here at the Short Hills Club. I mean, it is picture-perfect paddle day, and it's more warm weather paddle, but not a cloud. I mean, all clouds in the sky, which is actually perfect for most paddle players.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with the sun unless you have sunlight-affected disorder. You're happy with this weather, But
it's the only sport we know, right? Where you wake up in the morning and go, yes, it's a cloudy day.
Cloudy day, because the low sun in the wintertime can just be like a laser beam right in your eyes. So it actually works to the player's benefit. I see that again, the positioning that they're using, Sikora and Morgan, looking for an early return from Morgan that she'll put down at her feet. And it does force errors. And even a service error like that can be partly blamed on that positioning. It puts a level of pressure on you.
Change the look. Take a look at the early paddle preparation from Morgan, especially on the left in the blue. She sheds her paddle so early. So from the same point of contact, she can take it, bring the ball down, or she can also take it as a block lob.
That's a great shot right at the crease there.
And that's her form of offense, like she makes the net team have to close because she could bring it down, and then she uses that block lob so effectively. You could lose a few toenails in a match against her. She's constantly making you move in and go back and move in and go back. Whereas Sikora with her two-handed backhand in the middle can just be lights out if she gets her paddle on a short ball to drive. They've really worked on their offensive plays. I've really enjoyed watching, their game evolve. They've been playing together. This is their 5th season, and they've really put the time in. They enjoy, each other's company, and, it's impressive. I always say this because they don't live near each other. One's in Chicago, one's in Pennsylvania, so it's not like they're spending a lot of time practicing together.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Done at the tournaments, but they really just have clicked really well.
And they have great positive attitudes out there. If you ever had the moment to spend time with, they're just, like if there's no sunshine out there from the sun, you can get it from these guys. He goes for a waterfall from a little off the net there, puts it in the net. It's tough, and you make a great point before about Morgan's early preparation and its ability to kind of sort of serve as part of her offense. That's what she uses. She sort of punches the ball low or punches it up, but she does it from such a compact spot that it's hard to see it coming.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So she's pushing you.
She's very tricky, and she does the same thing off of the screens too. She holds that ball really well. She reads the play and makes smart choices.
Now, that said, if you push it to her, she doesn't really thump it, so she doesn't have to thump her, but she has the patience and the discipline to wait till you give her the ball she wants to hit.
Yeah, and another skill set, right?
Absolutely.
So Hanisch and Zubori down break point. Hanisch throwing in a few faults, which she doesn't normally do.
Spotting that inside-out forehand. Trademark from Zubori. She moves the ball from left to right.
Picks her spots.
I think that's a smart play, too, to once in a while go back to the Zubori backhand, make her go back to the corner as she starts to range. That's a terrific volley, and Zubori plays it.
Kept that ball low.
Yeah, she played it like it was coming off the screen, but it really didn't. It was a great shot. So a great break of serve there, aided by a couple of untimely faults. So good job, Morgan Sikora, 2-all first set. And Charles Sikora serving. So now they're back to the first way they started this match with these slows. This exact first point that we played, and then it got a little quicker from there.
Back to the deeper, slower overheads. Hanisch doing a good job driving those balls off the deck. Gotta keep them honest.
Yes, I agree with you. It's a huge deal for her to hit some more of these balls. If she gets caught up being too predictable and just lobbing the ball, it takes away a whole dimension. And when she drives it, it's harder to control the volleys as it is the overheads. It's going to give more chances for Zubori to get in there.
Great serve by Sikora. No one? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that call. It just means that no one's blitzing, right? And I love just it's always better to communicate more than less.
Yep, and that's all. Again, just the calmness of Morgan making these calls. Again, Zubori.
Oh! Knocks her down with a great drive, and Zubori comes in with a forehand volley. And Morgan frames her right in the belly button with that drive, and she just couldn't get out of the way. Caught an edge there. She didn't go down hard or anything. I can't imagine she's hurt it all, but takes a little spill. Yeah, right now this is exactly what Morgan and Sikora want to do. Manage the pace, control the net, and then if Zubori ranges too far, place it behind her, keep them honest. And for Hanisch and Zubori, it's really taking advantage. There's a big one of the strikes they get. Keep them honest back there. Well played from Sikora. It's a great point, Jerry.
Yeah, she got that ball off the back screen and kept it low. Zubori, elected to stay back. Zubori just going for too much on that return to serve.
Yeah, I like it. Those challenging serves against Zubori. Hit it hard in there. Make her hit a tougher ball. That's such a perfect dink and blitz.
Nice.
And Morgan got baited into that. She probably should have just lob volleyed it and retreated, but too good. Hanisch just dink and then right on top of that for the finish.
She found the opening.
Oh, there you see
Great
Morgan's
get
quickness.
by Morgan, there's the wheels that I was talking about. Love that spike move. Oh, what a sweet swing.
Yeah, that's a perfect shot in transition. And let's transition to talk about one of our great sponsors, Volley. Volley is a proud sponsor of the APTA. As the first AI-enabled training experience, Volley modernizes racket sports by delivering an on-demand dynamic system for live play training and better workouts. Volley creates a community to connect pros and players while giving personalized performance insights to track progress and customize their practice. Ask your pro about a Volley lesson today, and for more information, visit get.volley.com.
All right, Anna Maria Zubori serving. 2-3, this is semi-final. Short Hills, this is the last of our 4 Grand Prix events on the tour. Of course, this has got a lot riding on it, Brad. 2.5 times more points for a Grand Prix.
Yes, absolutely. I'm not sure anyone can actually catch either Zubori and Hanisch or Elliott and Bursch, but these guys are fighting away for the first or second seeds, and just a lot of points, and also APTA Cup standings on the line. Right. The whole works. Oh, that's a great
Yeah, with the APTA Cup, they're playing for prize money. That's a good overhead, keeping that ball deep and low, so Morgan has to hit up on it.
Oh, goes for more, tries to force the point a little bit, goes for a low cut, and great job from Morgan there. She went 4 lobs in a row straight down the line and pinpoint. And Hanisch just got a little jumpy on that one, tried to force something that was a little more difficult.
Yeah. Morgan will lob that down the line, looking to get anything in the middle for Sikora to get to pounce on. Right now, Morgan and Sikora have got the momentum.
And they used to play, you know, in past, and they've worked on all these things over the years, more with Sikora in the ad court and Morgan in the deuce.
Yep. Now they switched over last year, and I think it made a big difference. They switched there. They added the blitz on the returner serve. Morgan's been hitting her forehands with a little bit more heat. And it started to show results. I mean, they've had wins this year over both Borish and Elliott and Hanisch and Zubori. They just haven't beaten them both in the same tournament yet.
Right, and they are up right now 4-2 against Hanisch and Zubori, so a great start for them. They're just executing really well.
Yeah, they are.
And they're giving a lot less to Sikora, and Morgan and Sikora giving very little for Hanisch and Zubori to work with, and they're capitalizing on just a couple of mistakes. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a bad game by any means for Hanisch Zubori, but missed drive here and a couple of great returns from and well-placed lobs, and they're finding themselves in the driver's seat here in the first set. That's a well-spotted drive there, Jerry.
Yeah, I mean, they found that right hip off of Morgan. She comes out because Zubori can go either direction.
Yeah, I would say she's the best in the country at that. Her ability is she's got a very fluid wrist, and she she can go forehand down the line, inside out. It's just beautiful to watch.
She's got a little spark going there. You can see the fire.
And what I love about these guys too, Hanisch and Zubori, is, you know, everything's a challenge. You know, like they're up for the challenge. You know, and they keep working on it. Zubori's more like the fire and the flash, and Hanisch will watch all the matches, but then they talk about this stuff. And what a lob off the screen there. That's good. And you can see the crowd from the side there. Zubori's got some fans here from New Canaan area, from her club at the Country Club of New Canaan. And so does Hanisch, being at the Plainview Country Club here in New Jersey. And oh, goodness gracious, 40 love down. There's a good one to get.
Yep.
Jerry, you won a national championship with one of those.
I did. Every time I see that, it's just like I shake my hand. It took all the air out of the stands, you know, to win a national on that goal. I was like, he couldn't really celebrate, you know, he couldn't jump up and down.
And the funny thing about it was that they just instituted that rule, right?
Yeah.
It just happened. So
it was just there. It's like, thanks a lot.
I don't think it's happened since, but it's funny that it happened then. Yeah. So anyway, kudos to Hanisch Zubori. Big time game there with some really well spotted drives from Zubori there.
Zubori elevated, and Hanisch she's got to stay positive. She's got to stay picking her spots and let Zubori roam. So it's a tricky balance. Never quite sure, you know, how far over Zubori's going to come, what she's going to take, and so Hanisch really has to stay concentrated. Be ready to fill in the gaps.
I'm not sure that
good
Hanisch.
Speed.
Yeah, but Hanisch should have bailed on that one. Very little chance of holding the net. That's a tough one.
Good speed on that drive from Sikora. Just enough to get it by, not enough to come up.
All right. I'm not sure. She's asking for a little bit of a timeout. I'm not sure what she was asking for there. All right. Let's see if we can figure out what that was, but certainly no controversy at all. But a couple of faults in the first game, and it's a big moment here. Yeah.
Yeah. She's usually got a very reliable serve. But like you said, there's a lot of pressure when you've got somebody standing on the service line.
And what's great about this atmosphere, you can sort of see on different sides of your screen here. There's play going on all the courts here at the Short Hills Club. So everywhere you turn, there's still a men's quarterfinal going on. Tomas Christian, Eric West against hometown pro here, Chris Humphreys and Felipe Assis Koenig. All the other men's semifinals are set for tomorrow, which we're going to start with in the morning. McNerney and Powers against Frazier and Morgan. And McNerney and Powers unseeded, and Powers really has no points, you know, so he's unseeded. That was a tough one, right? Great spot.
Nice drive by Morgan there, right at Hanisch's right armpit, kind of.
Yeah, it was a perfect spot.
Yeah.
You can see her pointing forward. She knows she should have cut forward to get that volley, to get its highest
She went
point.
Parallel.
Yeah. And there's a perfect view of our tent back there, which is, you know, that's out there. They got two separate stands out here, the tent in the background. Hard overhead, makes her track it down, and she can't come up with it. Well placed.
A point from tying it up for 4-all.
Oh, that's not Morgan's best ball. Right, the one that she hits from high to low is her best ball.
Yep.
All right, so deuce.
I just think that's such a great overhead, Brad, where you can get that ball to go low in the side screen and then die in the back screen.
Perfect pace, and there's, again, tough positioning. And, you know, really, it's been a difference in this match. A couple of these faults, I mean, they definitely loom large.
And Sikora has a big presence on the court, too.
No question. I mean, she's a very dangerous player, great ball striker, good volleyer. She really has all the tools.
Yep, I mean, she only gives you a couple of feet on that court, especially in the back court. If you don't make those shots, she'll punish you.
Well, that's the play.
That's a huge hold.
It's a huge hold, and that's the play I'd like to see from them. I think that was an impromptu play, though. I think Zubori just took it upon herself to poach, and then she sticks it at Sikora there, and I think that's a good play for them. Make them think about the net player there, because if she's able to take that volley and cut it off, she can put it right at Sikora's feet, and make him have to think about that play that they're trying to do there. All right, so taking a serve with the new ball.
It gets dictated by the placement of the serve, what Morgan can do with that return of serve.
Great blitz, not called out by Sikora. Blitz to waterfall, brings the point.
Yeah, I'm surprised there that she got snuck in and
Love 15.
Didn't get called.
Yeah, she let that ball jam her. Didn't move up the side wire to get in better position for it.
Nice kick on the serve, though, Brad.
Yep.
Interesting, a lot of times Morgan and Sikora will switch and put Sikora on the left to take these overheads, because Morgan's got more of a flatter overhead, but for the strategy that they're trying to execute right now, I think they're keeping Morgan on the left side. She's just gonna, and then you see Sikora switch hands and take an overhead with her left hand.
Yeah, they got a miscommunication on that one, and right now some big shots from Hanisch Zubori, and just a miscommunication led to a weak overhead in the middle, and then quickly Zubori capitalizes. Hanisch follows right in, so great job. Ooh. And there's that spotted forehand. She likes that ball. She's looking for it. Just didn't execute that one.
Little deep, I think, for that one.
Smart there. Look at those hands. And wisely lobbed up by Sikora. If you don't have the advantage in a point or any exchange, better to lob it and retreat. Gives you time to get back, settle in. Yeah, great job from all players here, seeing the intensity of that ball just wide. She's going for that down the line lob that she's hit so well.
Yeah, Morgan and Sikora showing great discipline, though. They're waiting for that right ball. So far on that game, Hanisch and Zubori, they're able to keep Sikora's backhand, two-handed backhand off the deck out of play, and Morgan hasn't had a lot of opportunities to hit any down-up shots, so that was a good hold for Hanisch and Zubori.
Yeah, terrific hold, and the intensity is ramped up here. Morgan Sikora took the early lead 4-2. Hanisch Zubori rattles off 3 games in a row, and just some terrific paddle out here. Different strategies they're trying to execute, and it's really just coming down to a missed ball here or there.
That's what I think. I think it is. It's going to come down to the strategy and obviously the execution and the belief. Both teams. Nice lob down the line by Morgan.
All right, and we have our other screen court, our other women's semifinal. Halbar and Nicolescu, our third seeds against Burrish and Elliott. And Burrish Elliott are up 4-2, up a break in their first set. Oh, right on the line there. Great shot. How far she ranges. And she takes the pace off of that ball, Jerry, when she's been thundering them, and it's just a great move. They didn't expect it.
Yeah, smart play. Oh, nice dig by Sikora there, down on her knees.
Oh!
Oh! Oh! Nice duck.
That's great dig from all the players there. Hanisch Zubori had him on a string, and then the let cord sneaks by, and we're back to neutral.
And that's like a good test of where the nerve levels are, Brad, at this point. You know, when something like that happens, if you're a little bit tired, a little bit anxious, something like a low ball on the screen where you really have to be calm, or that ball hits the net and comes over by surprise, if you're not calm and composed, that's where you can make a quick unforced error. And all 4 players are definitely dialed in mentally in this match.
Oh, that's a sneaky overhead there from Zubori. Tries to cut it wide, and it is wide. So
yeah, it was wide.
Yeah, 30-15.
A little casual with the footwork there.
Yep, probably needed to get around it a little bit more there. The cut drop was available, but she didn't get in the best position for it. Just being so intentional, lobbing that ball down the line.
Yep, yep.
One after another, 3 in a row.
Very compact stroke from Morgan there. Allows her to be accurate.
Oh, good job.
Yep.
But the thing is they're pushing it there. That was a short lob down the line. Now, it is a good play. We were at the 2 set points here for Hanisch and Zubori, but on the short lob, Sikora's got to get back into her corner more and can't look for that drive because there's just too much room for that winner behind her.
Right. Or she could even start to sneak up and try to cut it off.
Yeah, absolutely, but she's got to protect that corner. All right, so I love it. So go for it at a big moment. 40-15, 1 to give, goes for the highlight reel shot, and now 40-30. I don't think we're going to see it here, but still set point for Hanisch and Zubori. Oh no, she misses the attacking volley. Wow.
All right. And we'll have more paddle when we return after this break right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by My Paddle.
Ready for a whole new training experience? Welcome to Volley. At Volley, we've developed the first AI training system for racket sports, providing pros with the advanced teaching tools they've been waiting for, and giving players a new way to level up their game and enhance their time on the court. Ask your pro about a volley lesson today and learn what Volley can do for you. We'll see you on the court.
All right, welcome back to the APTA Tour. We are live from the Short Hills Club in New Jersey, bringing you the Short Hills Invitational. This is the women's semi-final between the number 4 seeds, Allison Morgan and Charlotte Sikora, and the number 2 seeds, Florentina Hanisch and Anna Maria Zubori. And that was a pretty tight 6-4 scoreline there with a little bit of momentum up and down. Some great shot making, Brad, that we saw in that first set.
Yeah, it's a terrific set. I mean, you know, Morgan Sikora come out sort of with a distinct strategy, but then they kind of get off and lose a couple of games. They get down 2-1, but then they motor right back with 3 straight games and some great execution, take the 4-2 lead, and then just bearing right down Hanisch Zubori, fight through it to get the 6-4 set, and it really just was a couple of balls. Even that last point was a great play from Morgan Sikora. They had a perfect lob, you know, down the line, get a weak overhead, drive the ball through to take the net, and she has an offensive volley, but she overcooks it to the net, you know, and just misses it out. It's really just a couple of balls here or there.
Yeah, like I said, that interesting that we kind of expected to see that strategy, like you said in the first game there, with giving no pace straight and deep to Hanisch. But she was able to move the ball around. She stepped in and took her drives, put the pressure on, and that allowed Zubori to start roaming. And once Zubori starts roaming, she's tough.
All right, so Halbauer and Nicolescu in the other semifinal are up 5-3, and it's deuce over there in the first set against our number 1 seeds, Elliott and Burrish. And here we go now with Morgan, Charlotte Sikora, starting off our second set. That's the way to look for it. She's going for that hard down-up overhead. What you really want to do when you start using this strategy against Hanisch is taking a little more air out of the ball, you know, and then sort of speeding up. She speeds it up there, and Hanisch is actually looking for that. That's a big half volley, and Morgan thinks it's wide.
Yep, but she ran it down. She was right there with it.
No, what a get!
There's the wheels of Allison Morgan.
Yeah, great wheels, and Hanisch thought it was over, so she didn't keep her paddle up and in front of her, and when she tracked it down, she just got, you know, stuck with that volley. Great shot.
never take your eye off Alison Morgan. Never count her out when she's running anything down. She's so fast and fit.
Yeah, without a doubt, one of the fastest players on the women's tour.
Yeah, and an economy of movement too. And she's so compact and calm. I love to watch her volley. She just sets her feet under her shoulders, quiet paddle. Doesn't look to do too much with anything, just deflects it back. Brad, I really think that win that Morgan and Sikora had in Long Island, after being down, match points against Borsch and Elliott, really helped their confidence.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jerry. And they've always been a tough out, but one of the things that they've never really had a ton of wins against the top players.
Oh.
Look at this! Oh!
Talk about wheels.
And when you finally break through and get that win, it's a huge, huge difference. And they followed it up with a win later on, So 2 wins against the top 2 teams in the country, which is incredibly impressive.
All right, deuce.
There's the blitz. I still am not hearing the blitz call there.
Take a look at where Zubori is standing in the middle of the court. Oh, that's a nice little backhand slider off the screen there by Hanisch.
Short lob. She's going for the heavy roller. Good call. Screaming out Anna, because she knows it's going to go hard to the center.
Yeah, Sikora's got a beautiful roller.
That's good.
See, there's that volley by Morgan. See how she just... Oh!
All right, she goes hard and high.
Yeah, she just stays so still. Yeah, I think Zubori had enough room for a little dink there. Could have got the second volley, but she went for the one and done shot.
Good call there. That's a great lob.
Nice lob again by Morgan. Lob that deep down the line, pulls Zubori back behind the service line. She's just going for a little too much angle there.
Yeah, it was a terrific lob and good hold there from Morgan Sikora.
Brad, why don't you talk a little bit about that play that we just saw where Hanisch is moving over, looking for that forehand, and they hit the overhead into the side back screen, and she's not chasing it, she's calling Zubori over.
Yeah, I actually see that they're doing that a bit more, today. To me, it looks like they're actually lobbing cross-court more, which allows it. See, it's interesting. There's 2 ways to look at it. You can lob down the line, and theoretically, that forces the opponent to start to hit the ball to the other court. But it doesn't really force them to do it. And that also gives the angle to go into the corner of Zubori more. So they're actually lobbing cross-court more, which means Sikora's hitting hard overheads into that side screen to try to move her out of position. And she's looking for anything shorter. Anything that's short and not hard, she's going to pounce on it and drive it. And once it goes harder, since Zubori's camped out in the middle more, she just lets it go through and it slides right behind him. And it's well practiced. You saw him do it 3 times there with no problems whatsoever.
Right. Because there's no sense in Hanisch trying to chase it around once she's committed to looking for that one shot.
Yeah, and a lot of these things, when you are looking for a shot, that's the discipline we talk about, to not force something else and to lay off. And whereas it's more of the thing where you're not sure if your partner's covering. These guys are practiced. They know what they're doing. So they know they have each other covered, which is a big part of allowing you to lay off, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Ooh.
You can't take a risk like that and not have your partner there. And that's again Morgan and Sikora. They have the same. They have those plays too.
Oh, without a
And
doubt.
That's what makes it so fun watching these two teams play, because of the movement. You know, they'll chase things down. They'll take risks. They'll change the look of the court because they can.
And you see
Got
it
the
even.
racket skills.
Yeah, the rack skills off the charts. And you'll see it even right now as they're doing this play. Before, they had Sikora at the service line when Morgan was returning. Now she's more than halfway back. She's inside the service box, but she's much more back now because they haven't had any good looks at it. And the couple of times they got actually burned by trying it. So now they're moving their strategy back. All these teams are looking to adjust and see where the play works. Let's see how she sets up this time for this return. If she set up more
Right.
aggressively.
Yeah, because I think Zubori's got more kick on her serve. She's a little bit closer.
Yeah, that time she was aggressive. But oh, she's fading away. Ball's high, but not set and settled underneath it. All right, so 1-all. These teams continue to battle here, and a perfect night here in Short Hills. And you can see there's it's standing room only, very little room to move in between the courts. You can see all the spectators in between. They're just packed in.
Short Hills Club does such a fantastic job. There's 450 teams competing in all the tournaments this weekend. They use 20 clubs in the area. It's a military maneuver. The logistics are phenomenal, and they just do a fantastic job year after year.
There's she roaming. See, every now and then when Zubori starts to roam, it'd be interesting if Morgan and Sikora could find a way for one of them to close the net. Because Zubori's roaming, but she's so far out of position that if you can get up and volley a ball aggressively behind her, you could hit a winner there.
Yeah.
The thing that allows it to work for Zubori and Hanisch is that no one ever is closing it off. They're catching them off the net, so she gets a drive and she starts to be able to pick things off with her forehand. Great volleying there from Sikora. And nobody's really trying to figure out a way to sort of close that volley off. If they could do it, it would stop Zubori from roaming as much.
I'm not sure they know where to close off because of the accuracy of Zubori's drives.
Yeah, no, I think you might be right.
She can spot them all over the...
See, and there's Zubori just going to work and just finishing it off. But it's forehand. Each one spot picked, very hard to read her forehand. It's the hardest forehand to read on the tour. She moves it from inside out to outside in. Yep.
Right, and because of the preparation. I mean, she sets up so early. She's just one spot to the other, and they're not, you know, Morgan and Sikora, they've got to track more. They're staying as if the ball's coming from Hanisch. And again, like, that's a function of Zubori so accurate, and she can hit. She's aiming higher over the net, so she's expecting a ball to come back. She's not going for one big drive.
Look how far she is again.
Yeah.
See, these guys are getting comfortable.
Well
I would hit.
placed.
Yeah, but see, I hit that one there behind Zubori. See, Zubori's camping out almost on, Hanisch's side, at this point. But they get that point there.
Oh, beautiful swing.
Wow. Morgan just versatile with that backhand, punching the ball low, taking it off the screen. Very nice.
That shoulder turn from Zubori on these overheads.
Wow.
Beautiful lob.
Yeah, beautiful lob and well played by Allison Morgan. Super solid.
Good move by Sikora there.
Oh.
Got pulled so far back, hitting that overhead, that she stayed back to wait to see if anyone was going to come in behind it, and then came straight up. But didn't get quite close enough on that volley.
Yeah, it was a great dipping drive from Hanisch. Oh, too good. Nice touch.
Nice touch. Yeah.
And Hanisch, it's a very flat ball. She actually rolled that one a little, dipped it down, which was very nice. Oh, what hands, but sets her up. And yeah, the fact is it's just moving too fast for Hanisch. Is looking to cover the other direction. Too much to cover there, and a great hold for Morgan Sikora.
You know, like this is, I love this time of year, Brad, because this is like Short Hills is kind of, all the players really start to focus in on themselves and their games. This is the 13th stop on the APTA Tour. We've got 2 more tournaments to go before we head into nationals, and that's going to be at the Country Club in Brookline, Massachusetts, March 8th through the 10th. And out of these, the 12 tournaments, on the women's side, we've had 5 different winners. Hanisch and Zubori have won 3, 2 of them Grand Prix. Morgan and Sikora have won 5. Warish and Elliott have won 2. They won their first Grand Prix last tournament in Detroit. Sikora played with Elliott for 1 tournament. They won 1. And Anika and Lilich won the first tournament of the season. So.
Oh, that's so good, Kenji.
Nice. There's that shot. There's that shot again. Block lob off the deck, 2-hander backhand. Morgan,
Wow.
you know, I watched the quarterfinal match, and that was the shot that I think in the 3rd set turned that match around for them. They were down in the 3rd set against Alexandre and Lilich, and Morgan saw the opportunity and used that block lob.
Yeah, it kind of just changed the tempo, and they got the overheads they were looking for from the other team. And, yeah, they were great. That was a rock-solid, great match, though, also, and kudos to Alexandra. And Lilich, who just played a great match, you know. And speaking of quarterfinals, you know, Tomas Christian and Eric West are still doing battle against home pro here, Chris Humphreys at the Short Hills Club, and Felipe Assis-Koenig, the 3rd seed, and they are deep into the 3rd set. And West, you know, it was up 7-6, then it was 6-4 to Assis-Koenig Humphrey. Now Assis-Koenig up 4-3 in the 3rd set. So those guys are just, they've been going 3 hours plus on that one.
Oof.
I like that hard overhead to move Morgan out of position, then change to the soft, to move Sikora out of position. You got to get her on the move. Yeah, I thought it was out from my look. She called it. See what the umpire does. It's a slightly late call.
You see, there was no panic there for Morgan and Sikora to switch sides. It's like we said, the first couple of seasons, Sikora played the ad side. A lot of yelling happening down there, Brad.
Yeah, it's that, you know, Tomas Christian, Eric West match against home pro here, Chris Humphreys and Felipe Assis-Koenig, deep in that 3rd. So a lot of interested parties here at the Short Hills Club, as he is, as I said, the director here. And You know, so a lot of fans are out there watching, and it's also just an incredibly tense match, point after point. Damn, Morgan has gotten really solid with that high backhand. She is really putting it down nicely. Doing a great job mixing up the lob. And then when the ball pounces up, she kind of mixes in the block lob, the block down ball.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a toenail loser if you're playing against her, because she baits you into having to go back and then drops it short. You got to be ready to change direction.
Oh, goes hard overhead. Could have worked there. Tough to place it right in the center. Nice transition.
Morgan's doing a good job of placing her overheads in the last 2 feet of the court. That one's a little bit short and high, but she sets up with her backhand volley ready for the volley.
Yeah, and the fact that it goes to the screen, even though it's going to get driven, she has time to get up there. Yeah, they're doing a great job. I mean, this is a terrific match. That's a great ball into the crease. She should let that go for Hanisch.
Yep, Hanisch was there.
You know, they're much more practiced in the way where the ball's going into Hanisch's corner, because most people are keeping it away from Zubori more often than not, you know, into the other corner. And they're just more practiced in that area of it. All right. So there is a game, and they're up 3-1. They had a 4-2 lead in that first set, and this is where Hanisch Zubori made their big move down 2 games in the first. See what happens here.
Oh, nice move by Hanisch.
Great blitz.
I think Hanisch kind of senses Zubori there made a couple of unforced errors. Hanisch has always been mentally the north on the compass. And that allows Zubori to flow. Kind of like the same thing, down the other end. Morgan is solid and consistent, and that allows Zubori to flow and take some chances.
Yeah, I think it's a great point, and teams with those types of balance usually work well. Sometimes you get 2 people with the same type of ideas and trying to hit the same shots. It can be too much of a good thing, and then you get too many errors in one moment or another. You
can't take the risks. So, that allows the player to flow when they see the court the same way.
Look at that. That's a hard chip return from Zubori. You don't see that very often, but what a shot.
It must have been right on the line, Brad.
Yeah, I think it was a perfect lob. Oh, that's
overhead again. That is a beautiful shot.
Great break of serve there for Hanisch and Zubori. And let's talk about our other sponsor, Fusion. And in collaboration with the APTA, Fusion is at the forefront of personalized gear and apparel. Backed by a team of seasoned industry experts, they provide exclusive access to high-end products from top-tier retail brands, all poised for customization with your club logo, team name, or corporate branding. Their streamlined approach guarantees a hassle-free shopping experience, complemented by custom online storefronts and swift ordering. You should visit www.gearbyfusion.com and let Fusion seamlessly weave your branding into elite merchandise. And great job there. Hanisch Zubori down 3-1. Play a really masterful game there.
Yeah, great footwork, great foot speed.
Oh, makes her scrape it off the side wire. Tough, tough play. Great overhead there from Hanisch.
I see Sikora's staying back now. Oh, slightly taking a couple of steps in.
Yeah, a couple of steps in, but not the same as it was before, and still a great return from Morgan.
Right, see, again, that ball, that high ball off the screen, she just comes right down. She's lined her paddle up at the height of the ball and just comes straight through it and down. I love that shot. And I also like that they're not in any rush to switch back, Morgan and Sikora, because now, you know, the Hanisch and Zubori have to think about where they want to put their shots. It was a breaker overhead from Hanisch there.
Yeah, she cut that long and low, and I don't know if it hit a seam or not. It's hard for us to tell that from our angle, but that thing shot to the left.
It jumped away, right? Yeah.
And it was a good action of spin and just a perfect shot. So 40-15 now for Hanisch Zubori, doing what they did in their first set, making their move down a break, and coming up with some big shots here after getting down. Oh, and there's one back. She goes for the cutter from a little deeper. Wow, right on the outside of that line, Jerry.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, look at this transition
And the wheels
play.
of Morgan, right? You know also what I like about all four players, a great overhead. What I like about all four players is in the transition, in the quick rundown, in the fast things, that next ball that they put back in play, they all calm down. You know, so I guess somebody won the match or won a...
Well, part of that applause was for that terrific point there, but it definitely was also associated, and I'm going to guess from that big applause, Humphreys and Kona get through over there, but we'll find out soon enough. And that was a good 3 hour plus. And they did. They take it 6-3 in the third. So after losing the first set to Christian and West, a very, very tough team. Ossis Koenig and Humphrey are oh, that's a great hard overhead at the body. Number 3 seed take out those guys, 6-4, 6-3 in the second and third set. So good job from them. That was 3 hours in. So what a match there. And well-deserved applause. Those guys can go take a shower and maybe grab a bite to eat.
And they'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 for
That's
the
right.
men's semifinals.
They will indeed. Oh.
Too far back.
Yep.
Nice lob by Morgan there. She got Zubori to come around a little bit behind Hanisch's left shoulder, and then the angle's not there anymore. The net's too high, so trying to find ways to get Sikora's backhand into play. We've seen very few backhand drives.
Great spot. You see that drive coming. She's backing off a little. It's getting low on her. It's coming in hot. It's a good shot. Make sure they slow those overheads down just a little. $15 all. 30 all. All the way. See, that's where I'm talking about. They want to close in every now and then to make sure if she tries to drive it, pushes that lob long. Oh, just teed up by Zubori there. I think Morgan was going for the soft serve and then racing in behind it.
Yeah, but the server just sitting up a little high. It's right in the strike zone.
Yeah, and she paid for it. I mean, that ball got hammered. And again,
That play there is set up by Hanisch being able to take that backhand drive off the back screen, and she's moving that drive around, making the net team have to guess, and the result is she gets Zubori a short ball in the middle of the court, and then Zubori's just got options to hit her drive.
oh, just,
That's it.
yeah, misplayed. Sikora thought she was cutting it off for a big drive, and Morgan had no idea that she was misplaying that ball. I mean, it was a tough one, just a misplay there from Sikora. Game now for Hanisch Zubori again after being down 3-1. They take the next 3 games, and I guess that's the mark of a champion, right, Jerry? You get
Never give
down
up.
and you bear down, and they've taken these next 3 games.
Yeah, and interesting there, Brad. Morgan's so accurate with her lobs, and both Hanisch, Zubori also set up to take that overhead, and Hanisch called her off and took that overhead and got that result, and that's why I think caught Morgan a little bit off guard. I thought she probably thought that Zubori was going to take that overhead, it was going to come back to her.
All right. Florentina Hanisch serving. Hanisch Zubori on a 3-game run after being down 3-1. But great points, Jerry.
Yeah, it's a fun match.
Yeah, it's terrific. I mean, would you say there's anything you would do differently for either of these teams tactically?
For Morgan and Sikora, I think the play that you had suggested when they're at net to stop Zubori roaming, take the chance, closing the net and trying to cut that down. They haven't tried it. That's something that they could throw in there. I think the off-piece overheads, Hanisch has shown that she can handle that. So I think they could switch at net and put Sikora on the left and hit some of her spin overheads. We haven't seen her do that.
There it is. We haven't seen one all match. And what's great about it is she makes them all. She literally runs at about a 90% clip. They're not actually throwaways. She's just enjoying life. And I personally love it.
No, so do I. It's not a show-off shot. She just does it instinctively because she's just done it so often and grew up doing it. So it's just part of her repertoire.
Good block lobs there. Morgan standing on the baseline and taking the lobs early. It's hard to appreciate that extra beat of time that takes it away from the net team. They have less time to get back for it.
Yeah. It's a real offensive play.
Yeah, it's more of an offensive lob than just a lob.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big point there. Get the lob error there, the overhead error from Hanisch. Yeah, it's like you say, Jerry, it's an offensive play, and it's a way to change the timing of the other team, and she's standing in, stealing their time, and big serve from Hanisch.
Beautiful return of serve. Straight down at the feet of Hanisch coming into net.
That was a big ball. Yeah, they're sort of abandoning that play where they're looking to have Sikora blitz. They just haven't had enough of those good returns down at the feet because of the challenging serves from Hanisch Zubori. Oh! Snuck that one in.
Smart lob by Sikora. Flick it up, get off the court so you're not a target.
Not only did she get off the court, she hit it high enough. Partner tracked it down, and she's all the way back in the other court by the next ball. Perfect play.
Right now, they're switching again. I said now we'll see the.
Oh, what a
overhead.
waterfall! Yeah, go ahead on that point, Jerry. You when they start to switch.
When they start back, then it's going to give different looks, different spins by having Sikora on the left. And of course, it was Morgan that came up with the roll overhead and then the waterfall.
All right, so big moment here.
Yeah, I think they've got to keep changing the look on that.
Yeah, I love your idea there, Jerry. And this is where you brought up a little earlier how Morgan and Sikora, they don't live near each other. They don't practice together. Playing the tournaments is essentially how they do it all, right? They get their practice in there, and they have to play more of them. They've played 9 tournaments compared to a lot less for the other teams that are closer to one another. So it's part of their practice, actually.
And that's I think mentally that's how they've approached their matches too. They're on a journey, and they're going to work on different parts of their game. It's not so much if they win or lose. Of course, that's the bonus, but they both mentally have the understanding that we're just going to keep working on our games. And there's been I've seen a big jump this season.
Yeah, I agree with you.
In all areas, technically, tactically, and mentally.
A great lead.
Might bring that down, kind of floated around.
Yeah, that one she took a little bit of a backswing, and she normally has almost none, and so she caught it a little later. And she's been almost spot on with that shot. I think that might have been the first one she might have missed.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh!
That was close. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of with you, Jerry. I was waiting for a call. None came. And now they're playing on and thundered through the middle by Hanisch.
Beautiful forehand off the deck. There's the breaker. There's very few women are hitting that overhead.
Oh!
Zubori can hit, where it grabs a side screen and then drops on the back screen. So effective because it throws the timing off.
Great overhead variety there. It looked to me like Morgan like she's going for more on that drive, which she really hasn't done all day. She's been really mostly focused on getting the ball down and have them volley up, looking for better opportunities on the next ball. That time she tried to spot it wide, and just a really good game. 3 quick errors in a row, and Hanisch Zubori on the doorstep now at 5-3.
They haven't been given a lot of opportunities, to attack their drives off the deck, because Hanisch and Zubori have either got the ball in the screen or they've kept the ball deep in the court.
All right, so Hanisch Zubori bearing down 4 games in a row now. And Burish Elliott have jumped to a 4-2 lead in the second set after losing the first against Halbauer and Nicolescu. So whatever matchup we get tomorrow, it's a heavyweight battle in the women's final.
Right, that's going to follow the men's semifinals. They're at 9, and then scheduled for 10:30, or as soon as the men's semis are over, followed by the men's final at noon. So fun day of paddle tomorrow.
Oh, good eye. Push lob out. 15 all.
Kind of let the ball play her there instead of she's normally going forward with her feet and her paddle.
And you hear Zubori go, I love it. It is a really good play. She gets what she's looking for. Really good pickup there from
Sikora.
Sikora.
Great hands.
Yep. It's going to get driven back. They're going to stay back. That's a nice, smooth transition play.
By all 4 players there. And that's a classic. There was a lot of transition, a lot of different moves happening there. Everybody knew what to do based on where the ball was, where their opponents were.
All right, so missed overhead brings us to game point, which they secure. And serving for the set now, it's going to be Anna Maria Zubori. So it's been a terrific match. Tactical, a lot of great shot making, some terrific transition play in that game. And it's right now.
There's really not that much between the 2 teams. Just little things here and there. I think you can see Sikora just having a bite of the banana, getting a little bit of potassium in there.
No, you're absolutely right.
Energy doesn't dip.
It's 6-4, 6-4 match, and in both sets, Morgan Sikora, have jumped out to this little lead, and then it's just like a little chipping away, and then both cases they had a chance to even it up basically, and just a little extra element there for Zubori and Hanisch, just in crucial moments. But there's no way we can't look back at this and say one thing or another. I mean, there were a couple of points here and there, but it's been back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, just both teams are very disciplined. They've stayed clear on what they're trying to do.
Ooh.
Now there's that little block backhand again. Block love off the deck. It's so effective for Morgan. It's a quiet offensive shot, but it gets results. She got the pop-up volley.
Oh, and Zubori they're just errors, and she's still just playing her game, but just 3 errors here in this game as she's trying to close it out. So triple break point here for Morgan Sikora, even this at 5. All right, 1 back, 15-40. Oh, just slips it by her.
Again. She gets that because her paddle is set so early, and she has it at the point of contact where she wants to meet that ball, and she just uses the pace of the play and is so accurate. She could hit that shot on a dime on the court.
And as you mentioned before, Jerry, the fact that she sets up the same way whether she's block lobbing or not, Hanisch had no idea she was hitting that shot. She was back there expecting the lob, and she just punched that little drive. It wasn't even hard. It just floated right by her.
Yep. It's all about the depth of the ball on the court that she gets that allows that to happen.
Perfect hard overhead from Hanisch. She has Sikora backing up. She goes hard back at her. Sikora cannot make the run forward, and she hits it far enough away from Morgan where even her wheels can't get it. Oh.
Great combination.
Perfect combination is right. 30 love.
And how about the height of that return, Brad? That went over like armpit height over the net and stayed in.
Yep, just coming right over it with the racket head to open some spin. Oh, great dig from Sikora.
Good patience here.
Yes, terrific patience from all players. Nobody trying to force it right now. And
Interesting, Brad. Morgan is calling the balls in the backcourt. But I know she always calls it at net where there's confusion, but she's calling these balls too. So she's absolutely dialed in. You hear it?
Yep, and I love it. You know, that's a good look.
Oh!
All right, triple break point now for Hanisch Zubori. As is the case anytime they've had some misfortune, they've answered the bell today. Gotten down, popped right back up to rattle off some games in a row. In this case, they're up 5-3. Now a chance to get back.
Good placement by Morgan there. Zubori was all the way over past the center line on that shot before. There's that backhand drive off the screen.
And
that
just
set up the play.
Absolutely.
Just set Zubori up. Like, you know, because she's now added that variety where she can go to 3 different spots on the court, the net team is not sure where to cover. And it's resulting in getting that pop-up volley in the middle of the court, and that brings Zubori into play.
Yeah, it was 3 masterful points there. You could see the ball placement pulling the opponents out of position or pulling them back in. In that case, all that backhand slice did was force a volley that's under the net. She pops it up a little, is afraid to make it too close to the line because it's not easy to control, and there's Zubori to just crush it. So here we go, Hanisch to serve for the match. Blitz.
Nice pressure by Sikora.
Between the legs, and great job. Yeah, great pressure, Jerry.
I think Sikora's like got a wingspan of a 747 coming at you.
Yep.
Big presence.
Great waterfall there. Makes Morgan guess whether it's coming off the side screen or not. Makes her hesitate for just a second, and then she has to flip at it. Jeez,
Nice spot.
Just great backhands, but better volleying from Zubori and Hanisch.
And you can see why Sikora's backhand in the middle is a feared shot by the players on the tour.
Yeah, she can hit it off both wings, but the backhand is definitely her favorite.
She leans into it.
But even though those were great drives, that was in. All right, so match point on a beautiful touch volley there. So 2 match points now for Hanisch.
Zubori read that well.
Smart. It went out. There's one saved. That's the problem with that angle. You go hard in there, it runs the risk of going over the side screen, and it's 60 degrees or 50 plus out there, and it just goes out. I don't think it was a bad shot, but just too much angle on it. All right. Huge ball and out.
Oh.
Morgan cannot come up with a volley, and just a great match, Jerry.
That was a fabulous match, Brad. It had everything: the athleticism, the shot making, the strategy. Neither one of those teams backed down. I mean, it was a real mental battle and the determination. And there was just like we said, just a little couple of things here or there that made the difference. And there you have it. Hanisch and Zubori are through to the finals tomorrow, and we're awaiting an update on that score on the other semifinals, Brad.
Yep, I'll see what we have here. I'll take a look, but while I'm at it, I'll give you that score, and I suggest you actually tune in, as that one looks to be going 3, as Burrish and Elliott are up 5-2 in that second set. So that match, good other hour of paddle to watch, I'm guessing, on the day. So
yep.
If not, and you got to go to bed or go to some dinner plans, make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. for more live streaming.
All right, and that's a wrap from the Short Hills Club. Fun calling the match with you, Brad.
Absolute pleasure, Jerry.
Ready for a whole new training experience?
At Corient, we believe wealth management begins and ends with you. Because the more personal the solution, the more powerful it is. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build and provide unlimited access to the collective and profound knowledge of experts across the country. It's time your wealth strategy was as sophisticated as you. It's time to join Corient.